Hi, I'm Aiden.
Ethan, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So I'll be your physical activity counselor today. I just want to start. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, anytime.
I just want to start out by laying the foundation of what this hour session will look like. So I will be taking over a passive role. I'll be mainly listening. You'll do most of the talking because you're the expert in yourself. I'll also help you become more physically active if that's something that interests you. The purpose of today is just me getting to know you better. So I'm not here to tell you what you should and should not do. I'm just going to provide you with guidance and support along the way.
Right on.
This is not a quick fix solution. It may take multiple sessions. And if you don't mind, I'll be taking notes throughout.
Not at
Is
all.
that okay?
Yeah. It's
Okay,
perfectly
great.
Fine.
So I'm going to start off by asking you, what brought you in today?
My friend asked me if I needed help on a project.
Yeah. For this assignment.
For this assignment, exactly. Yeah.
Great answer.
Yeah.
And have you ever done counseling before or anything like this?
I
You
have
have?
counseling. I am familiar with the process.
You've done counseling? Okay. When did you start doing counseling?
I've been counseling like all my life. Like I've done a
Yeah.
lot of it through like elementary school, high school. A lot of it was more like mental health counseling, but
Mental health.
it's my first ever physical activity counseling, so I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm glad to be here.
Great. And how has your overall experience been with counseling? Like, is it a positive experience?
I would say I've always got bettered myself through the process of counseling.
Yeah. Great. So it's something that you do to you feel better afterwards.
Yeah, it's something that's maybe support to help fix a problem in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, that's great. So we'll start off by asking you, what does a typical day look like for you right
Typical
now?
day. So I work full time. So I work at a factory.
Okay.
Probably I do 8-hour shifts normally. I try to take at least one shift of overtime throughout the week. So I'm at work a lot.
Okay.
And when I get home, it's a lot of I like to read a lot. So if I'm not reading at home, I'm either watching TV or playing video games. And and if I'm not doing that, I'm at work.
Okay. So a typical day, you go to work for 8 hours, you come home, you read, kind of relax, watch TV.
Yeah.
Okay. Is your work schedule, is it pretty consistent, would you say?
I would say no. I work, it is consistent, but I do work rotating shifts. So that means rotating shifts every 3 weeks. So, for example, 1 week I will work 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. The next week I will work 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And it rotates on a schedule like that.
Okay.
So it'll be I work days, then afternoons, then nights, and then it goes back around.
Okay, so each week is different?
Each week is different, but it stays on that consistent 3-week schedule.
Okay. And is that something that you enjoy doing, the rotating shifts, would you say?
I would say so. It kind of mixes things up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean at work, but I would absolutely say it is a killer for the sleep schedule.
Yeah. What would you say, how much would you say you sleep per night right now?
It's on average, I'd probably say 7 hours.
7 hours
7
on
hours,
average?
so a little less than optimal, but...
Yeah, 7 hours is still pretty good.
Yeah, it's not horrible.
Yeah. Is there some shifts, let's say the nighttime shift, do you sleep worse when you have nighttime shifts compared to day shifts?
Funny enough, I find when I sleep during the daytime, I sleep pretty well. It's actually the afternoon shifts, the 3 p.m. to 11 p.m.
3 p.m. to 11 p.m.?
Yeah, that would be the worst for me, and I think the reason for it would be, I'd get home probably around 11:30 p.m., and I'm still kind of awake from work. My brain's still going.
Right.
So I can't really just hit the hay immediately,
Right.
And that's it, yeah. So I'd say that's probably the time I sleep the worst, is just because of my brain's still active. I still want to get going,
Right, so it's kind of hard to wind down after
Exactly,
a day
that. Exactly,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you currently do anything right now that kind of helps you wind down after? You said you read and you watch TV.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you do to help wind down after work?
When I can, I'll try to get a hike in with the friends, with some friends or something like that, or the girlfriend. You know what I mean? Hiking, I wouldn't say it's a passion, but I do enjoy being in nature quite a bit.
Great.
Good walks, stuff like that.
Yeah. And how often would you say that you hike right now?
Probably like once a month, maybe.
Okay.
Once a month, so not very often, but if you count going on long walk in the bush as hiking, then probably a little bit more often, maybe like once a week.
Once a week?
You know,
Okay.
I live in a forested area as well, so it's a bit more open. It's a bit more easy. It's a bit more attainable for me. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Nice. And when you go for walks, is it like planned, or is this something like you do like to clear your head off like a busy day? Or
Yeah, we more like I don't necessarily like I know a lot of the trails by heart kind of thing. Like it's not a very complicated one. So
Yeah.
I just kind of wander around until I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely.
And is that obviously it seems like it's something you enjoy doing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good. Good. And do you ever? You mentioned you do hikes with your friends and girlfriend.
Yes.
Do you ever like do like walks or physical activity by yourself?
I would say definitely not as much.
Not as much?
It motivates me much more to do it with people
Right.
than by myself. You
Right.
know?
Okay. So, is like motivation? Would you say is that thing that's kind of like affects how physically active you are? Is
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I would say motivation and maybe energy levels, you know.
Energy levels?
Depending on
Okay.
like what shift. Like if I'm working night shift, even though I sleep well, I still work during the nights. So it's kind of like the way I like to explain it is that like I feel like a phone on low battery mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've got.
great.
I'm still there, but it's just like you're a little low. I don't really want to do much that week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
just kind of going through the motions.
Yeah,
in a way.
just kind of taking it day by
yeah,
day.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. That's great. So, I have a question here for you. It might be tough to answer, but it's just kind of a general question. It is, what does physical activity mean to you? And that could be like what it meant to you in the past. What sort of experience you had being physically active, anything like that.
I would say like physical activity to me would definitely, I don't know, I would associate it a lot with like keeping in shape, being
That's
healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe
Yeah.
a good lung capacity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Okay.
what I would say. I kind of associate it to like working out and stuff like that, or hiking to just kind of bettering yourself. You know
Nice.
what I mean?
Yeah, it's great. Do you mind if I like fill you in like a little more with like what's considered physical
Please.
activity? So physical activity is actually like anything that kind of gets your heart going. So it could be like vacuuming the house, doing chores,
Okay.
walking to get the mail. Just anything that's kind of getting you moving.
Yeah.
Be on the house. Like, it doesn't have to be like a whole workout or like a whole like sport. It doesn't have to be like playing soccer. It's
Yeah.
just like walking around the house, like doing chores, anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you know that physical activity?
I mean, like maybe
like
deep
that.
down inside, but
Yeah.
I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a much better description than what I gave. I would feel.
For sure. So in the past, would you say what did you do in the past to be physically active?
During high school, I would say from probably like 7th grade to 11th or so, I was a competitive swimmer. So I did a lot of swim, probably at least 4 to 5 times a week. I was in the pool after school
Okay.
or on the weekends and stuff like that. And then it kind of became more of a chore to me than an actual like
Sure.
fun thing to do. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like it became like much later on in competitive swimming, it starts to be like you gotta wake up at like 5 a.m., go to the gym,
Right.
then
Yeah.
go to school, like go to the gym, and you hit the pool for an hour, and you go to school, and you hit the gym again, you hit the pool for another 2 hours, and you go home, do your homework, go to sleep. It's like a kind of like a
Yeah.
lifestyle. It
Yeah,
wasn't
it's a
something
lot.
I necessarily wanted to devote myself to. You know?
Right.
I also played for like probably 2 summers, played football,
Yeah.
and I did some intramural badminton in high school as
Okay.
well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So swimming was like the main.
Swimming
main
was
commitment.
definitely the main commitment. Like I would say badminton was like once a week.
Yeah, kind of more fun.
Yeah, football was probably like every Thursday or something like that. It was just like as you could say, like a beer league.
Right.
You know, for like high schoolers, you know.
Kind of like a recreation.
Yeah,
league.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
But Sea Lions, like the swimming was much more of a drive. I would say it was a big.
Right.
It was a good part of my. It was a big part of my life for a little bit. You know what I mean?
And is that kind of like what turned you away from it? Was just like how like just demanding the commitment
Yeah,
was?
exactly. It wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily something I wanted to make my life into. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I didn't want to have to live my life around swimming.
Yeah.
I like swimming. Swimming's one of my favorite exercises. Like I like being in the pool, I like being in the lake, but I just didn't want to make it like my life. I'm no Michael Phelps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's hard to be him.
Yeah. He's got biggest gold
Yeah.
medal. Like he's got the most
Few
gold medals of all time.
Yeah, a few records.
I think.
So, but when you first, you said it was in high school you started swimming, right?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
team. Was there some enjoyment when you first started?
Absolutely. Like
Yeah.
I said, I love swimming.
Yeah.
It was just more of a. It was later on when it became like 5 times a week. They expected you there all the time.
Right.
It was almost like a job. You know what I mean? Job
Right.
you weren't getting paid for.
Yeah, so it was almost like too much for you.
Yeah,
right?
it was just, it kind of turned me off because it was like, you know, I'd like to have a social life and
Yeah.
something else other than just the pool.
Okay, that's great. So, is swimming something that like would interest you, like to this day? Would you say?
Absolutely, yeah. I still
Yeah.
love swimming.
Yeah.
Still love swimming. Still love, like, in the summers a lot. My parents, they own a boat. My little brother owns a boat. Not a lot of people own boats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Okay, great.
go out to the sandbar, maybe play a little, you know, like those foam footballs.
Yeah.
And throw a few of those
Yeah.
across the water. You know what I
That's
mean?
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that something that like you only do in the summertime?
I would say, yeah. It's much more
Weather based.
It's much more weather based.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
And if it makes you, if it had a little more information, like even after I quit doing the competitive swimming, I
Yeah.
did still have like a membership to go to the pool, just
Okay.
to do laps or hang out in there. Like it was
Yeah.
a good time. I didn't go like 5 times a week. It was probably like once on the weekends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to keep it going. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So you stuck with it for a
Stuck
for a
with
bit
it,
longer.
yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, quite a bit.
Okay, good. So you weren't fully like turned off the swimming after.
no, not at all. I just wanted to maybe dumb it down a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
like bring the enjoyment back instead of making it a chore.
That totally makes sense. Yeah. That's great. That's great. Thanks for sharing that with me.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we're gonna go into. I just have like a little piece of paper here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was gonna ask you like, what are your 3 most important things to you right now, and we'll rank them from first to third.
All right.
And then I'll ask you how you think physical activity would either help it or hinder it.
Fair. I would say the most important thing to me, yeah, absolutely. The most important thing to me right now was to be like a good partner to my girlfriend.
Okay.
That's a big one for me. I take a lot of pride in, you know what I mean? Like, obviously everybody wants to have a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. So, good partner to your girlfriend is
Yeah.
the first goal.
I would say it's a big part of it.
Yeah?
You know what I mean?
Okay. And how long have you guys been together for?
A year in 2 weeks.
It's great.
A year in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And do you mind if I ask, like, is everything going all right?
Great.
Great?
Great, yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Would you say that she's, like, your main, like, social support right now? If you have, like, anything that's on your mind, you go to her?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, that and like maybe a few close friends, but I would say I see my girlfriend more often than probably anyone else.
Right.
You know?
And is she easy to, like, talk to?
Oh,
about
yeah.
Stuff that's bugging you?
Oh yeah,
She helps you?
she's very supportive, and that's one of the reasons I think we get along so well. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
We're both very much there for each other.
That's awesome. Okay, what would you say the second goal is?
I would say maybe like good work ethic. Good work ethic. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Good work ethic?
Good work ethic, yeah, or just good ethic, like work ethic. Maybe not just for like the job, my actual job, my full-time
Okay.
job, but also like, for example, my parents need help around the house, like yard work.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not sleeping until like 4 p.m. every single day.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. So that is for work plus
Plus.
like outside work, any tasks that you
Yeah,
have to
tasks
complete.
I need to complete around the house or stuff like
Okay.
that. You know what I mean?
So would that also mean like kind of like not procrastinate if you have like a chore you have to do, like
exactly.
instead like
Yeah, like
get
if
it
you got
done.
dishes piling up,
Yeah.
you're not just gonna. I'll do it tomorrow. It's like we'll get it done now.
Yeah, sounds great. So good. Okay. Yeah, those are 2 great goals so far. And what would you say your third one is?
I have quite a bit of like an addictive personality, so I have
Okay.
I have a little problem with like nicotine and like cannabis,
Okay.
and right now I'm going through like actual counseling to help with that. So it's like my third one is probably just like keeping clean, keeping straight edge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not constantly using like substances as a crutch.
Okay. Yeah. And would you say that you say you went to counseling?
Yeah.
Has that helped so far?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I would say so.
Great. So
I'd say it's like the support aspect of it, like having a person to talk to about it is definitely a big help.
that's perfect. And how long have you been seeing a counselor for this?
For this specifically, I
Yeah.
would say probably about maybe a month and a half.
Yeah.
So it's like 40 days,
Really?
40, 50 days.
Yeah. And how often do you see them?
See them about once a week.
Once a week? Okay, great. And how's that goal going for you so far?
I'd say good. I've been completely clean off cannabis for about a month and a half, since I've been going to it. And I've been really cutting down on the nicotine. I'm not a big drinker. I only drink socially, so that's not a problem for me, but I do love my cigarettes, what I mean?
Has this been something you've been doing for a while? Is like smoking cigarettes?
I would say cigarettes. I would say not even actually.
No.
I would say it's been like probably within the last 3 years that I've started doing either.
Last 3 years.
Yeah, 3.5 years I've been doing either, and
Okay.
I'm tired of it. I don't want it to be a part of my routine anymore.
That's great. Well, that's the first start. Is getting sick of it, right?
That's right. That's right.
So, and how do you feel since you've stopped? You've cut clean from these two substances.
What? So much better.
Yeah.
I can't express to you how much better I feel.
Yeah.
Like much clearer mind, a clearer conscience. You know what I mean? A lot more motivation to get things done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not sleepy all the time. You don't want to, just sit around. Like you have, like I used to read a lot in high school, like a lot. I used to love reading, and then I went to university, and it was the same thing with the swimming. I found I stopped reading because I was reading so many textbooks and having to do so much homework that reading was just a chore.
Okay.
And then when I got out of university, started going to work, and I would smoke cigarettes on break and stuff like that because I had nothing better to do, and then I picked up books instead. Might as well, I love reading. Why'd I stop?
Yeah, that's great. You're back to reading now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it seems like so from what I'm hearing is that same with swimming and reading and your past hobbies, once they become too much of a commitment or they seem forced or not fun anymore, it kind of ruins the pleasure that you get from it.
Yeah. It's much less it's a lot less fun to do, and it's a lot I lose a lot of motivation to do that just because it's like I'm not getting paid for it and it feels like a job,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's definitely not what you want.
No.
Yeah. So it seems like your second and third goal, they kind of go hand in hand because you said you've been clean for a month and a half now.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're kind of you're more efficient in your day-to-day life.
Yes, absolutely. No, that's a great way of putting it.
That's right?
That's a great way of putting it.
Okay, great. So we got your 3 goals down.
Yeah.
Because I'm in order. So I'm going to ask you now, can you think of a way how physical activity could help you keep a good relationship with your girlfriend?
I'd probably say maybe just keeping your body tight, being fit, you know what I mean? Because obviously it's not everything, but attraction between two people is extremely important in a relationship, like that. So, I don't really want to let myself go and you know what I mean? Have to get my girlfriend tell me yo, you're kind of getting fat or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
exactly. I just want to keep looking good for my girl.
That's great. Would you also say it could also be something that you and your girlfriend do together? It could be
she goes to the gym all the time, and that's the thing. I don't go to the gym, and it's something I'd love to start doing.
Okay.
It's like I said, I just I don't even know how to put that. Yeah, it's not that I don't have the motivation to do it. I'm maybe just a little intimidated by it. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, what intimidates you? Is it you don't feel you don't have enough knowledge to?
Yeah, not enough, maybe I'm not. I don't have enough insight into it, and it's also you know what I mean. I'm everybody else is so ahead of me. I'll never attain my goal of being of what I want to do with the gym. It seems so far away.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing I feel everyone kind of has in the back of their mind, and obviously you're not far behind at all. Once you start, the progress you make, it sticks, right?
Yeah.
So doing something is always better than doing nothing.
Fair. No, it's great. Good advice.
So your girlfriend, you said she goes to the gym.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that something that you could see yourself doing in the future with her? Is going to the gym together?
Yeah, I have before.
Yeah.
But maybe just not consistently. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't do it very consistently. We don't do it consistently together, and I don't go to the gym consistently.
Okay.
So it's more of could be a once a month or twice a month sort of thing.
So that's where it's at now.
It's more just exactly it's not a. It's I go to the gym in quotations. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She'll go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week though.
Well,
you know what I mean? Yeah, she's
that's
big
good for
into
her.
it.
And do you own a gym membership right now, or is it just like drop-ins you do?
It's more like drop-ins. Is like, pay $5.
Yeah.
Get in, or whatever fee they ask you to pay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
about it.
Sounds great so far. Is there any other ways you could think how physical activity would help your relationship with your girlfriend?
I'm sure you could find one, but I'm kind
Okay.
of lost.
We'll leave that for
Yeah,
we'll leave that
yeah.
there for now. So we
We'll come
got
back to it.
like I wrote down staying attractive, so help you in tip-top shape.
Yeah.
And it could be like something you kind of do as like a date, or just just spending quality time together, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just mutual interest. So can you think of any ways that being physically active would hinder having a good relationship?
The only thing I can think of that being physically active would like hinder a relationship is that like if you're like way too into it, like if you're spending 6 hours at the gym every single day, you know what I mean? But that's also a little unrealistic. I feel like unless you're like a power lifter or like a bodybuilder, there's no reason to do that.
Yeah.
You know what and I'm neither. So
yeah.
I don't really see how physical activity could hinder a relationship other than like overdoing it maybe.
And that's just because it's taking away the
time.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Yeah. That's the one that I was thinking of too. So yeah, it could take away time you could spend with your girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly.
But in some cases, if she's going to the gym,
if you do that,
you just add time you spend with your girlfriend.
Balances it out.
Yeah. Okay, great. So I'll write that down here. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good for now. It's a great start. So we'll move on to the next goal.
Yeah.
So the next goal was I wrote down being efficient at work and just like in your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Essentially. So any, off the top of your head, is there any ways you could think that physical activity can help that?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I know physical activity for a fact helps you with like your mental health, your mental strength. You know what I mean? Really strengthens you. So like they could definitely give you a lot more motivation to get things done quicker. You know what I mean? Get you off your feet, less procrastination.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Also, you know what I mean? Like if you live in a wooded area like me, we chop down our own trees for firewood during the winter kind of thing. We have a big old wood stove in the garage kind of thing. So, you know what I mean? If you're weak and you're not, or you got like black lungs, you can't really be chopping wood in the backyard by yourself, eh? Like,
so if you're not active enough, then
you're lazy or exactly.
You'll be getting too cold in the winter.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah.
That's right. No muscle mass, man.
Yeah, so now we'll go to your third goal here. You wrote keeping clean from nicotine and cannabis.
Yep.
How do you think physical activity could help with that?
I think like physical activity for a fact helps with that. I know.
Yeah.
Like keeps you active. Like for me, one of the big parts of that we've identified in my addictions counseling is that I like to use substances when I get bored. Boredom's a big one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So absolutely, like anytime I feel bored, I want to go like smoke a joint or smoke a cigarette, even if it's just 15 minutes of downtime. You know what I mean? After I smoke a joint, that's 3 hours. That takes 3 hours out of my day.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that kind of it kills me. It kills that time for me. So I would say physical activity would definitely be a way to maybe keep boredom out of my life, or at least you know what I mean? Like help me keep away from cannabis and nicotine or substances in general.
Yeah. So it could be something that whenever you think of smoking nicotine or cannabis, you could do something physically active that kind of replaces that.
Exactly.
That time for you.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe gives me, instead of like a nicotine buzz or getting a high from like cannabis, you get those endorphins going. Get those hormones running. You know.
For sure. So I'll write down activity here. I'll give you something to do. Is there anything else you could think of how it could help? Maybe like with your own health.
Yeah, absolutely.
It could maybe
help heal my lungs a little bit.
Yeah, it resolve the damage.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe start a healing process.
Yeah,
you know.
So okay, I'll put that down. And ways that could hinder this.
Quite honestly, I can't see a bad one. Maybe it's like the other one, like injury. If I'm going way too hard and like I snap my ACL and now
your elbow and you can't lift up your hand.
I can't lift up my hand anymore.
Yeah.
Or like and like I snap my ACL. The doctor prescribes me some Percocet and now I'm hooked on Percocet.
Right.
It's like I don't see that happening.
So
you know.
So you don't think that like if you incorporated some sort of physical activity in your life right now, you don't think that it could make you start relying on these substances again?
I don't think so. The
Okay.
only one that I could really think of that is very popular with people who do a lot of like the gym bro stuff, like a lot of physical activity would be like pre-workout, like caffeine.
Pre-workout?
Get a caffeine
Okay.
addiction. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Maybe that could be it.
So that's a different sort of substance, not quite as bad as...
Not quite as bad, but it's still a substance that you could get.
You definitely could abuse that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know.
Would you say your personality, are you like prone to getting addicted to stuff?
Yeah,
Like,
so
you're an addictive person?
I would say I have an addictive personality. 100%,
Yeah? Okay.
Like mind you, I don't mind. I'll get a coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
These days, I'll get a coffee in the morning, like if I'm feeling tired or whatnot. But I wouldn't say I rely on caffeine or anything like that too much. You know
Okay,
what
good.
I mean? Yeah, I just enjoy coffee. You know, who doesn't enjoy getting a
You
coffee?
enjoy
in
the
the
taste of
morning?
coffee?
That cup of joe in the
Yeah.
morning. You know.
I think everyone does.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, great. So we got your 3 goals down here. It looks like to me we have more pros for physical activity than cons.
No, you're not wrong.
So if I ask you, if we do like a ranking from 0 to 10 on your motivation to incorporate some sort of physical activity in your life right now, so 0 is being like not at all and 10 is like definitely, like right now, where would you sit from 0 to 10?
I would say like probably an 8. Like
You're
I would very much like to maybe start getting a little bit more physically active. Not that I'm like a complete slob or that I'm lazy, but like I'd like to maybe incorporate a gym routine into my life.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so what would you say, why are you an 8 and not something lower, like a 3 or a 4?
I just feel like being physically active is like I don't see how it could hinder you.
Yeah.
I don't see it as a negative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of good things come with being physically active.
Yeah, like all the benefits,
Exactly,
like
yeah.
self-esteem,
Exactly, confidence.
cardiovascular,
Yeah.
reduce your blood pressure,
Yeah.
all that stuff. So, okay, so you see only benefits.
I've seen that. And
Yeah.
my family has we got a history of heart disease, so it's
Okay.
like getting good cardio is always it's always a plus.
Yeah.
In that sense. You know?
Okay, that's great. So 8 out of 10, that's actually really high up on the scale.
Yeah.
So, have you already started thinking about like ways before you came here? Like, have you started thinking about like ways you could be physically active? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, like I like hiking. Like
Yeah.
I went with my friends, so it's like maybe it's something I like doing. It's
Yeah.
something that I'm like passionate. I like being in nature.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So maybe just going on hikes a little more often or something like that. Planning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to cost a bunch of money. Just
yeah,
go on a nice little hike, find a trail nearby. You know,
that's great. Yeah.
something like that. So maybe that could be something to look into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Everybody's got a gym in town.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what would you say is like keeping you from like being at 9 or 10? Would that just be because you haven't started yet?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Maybe just like being intimidated, like we
Yeah.
were talking about with the gym. You know, what
Okay.
I mean, just I don't want to throw myself into something maybe I don't completely understand.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's like I think you got to start somewhere. You know,
Yeah.
baby
of course,
steps.
Of course. So you said you've gone to the gym in the past.
Yeah,
Have you always felt intimidated going to the gym?
I'd say so. I'd
Yeah.
say so. Mostly just because, like I said, like my girlfriend goes to the gym like 5 days a week. A lot of my
Yeah.
buddies are big into the gym, so it's
Yeah.
like I feel as though I'd be starting at a lower standpoint than them.
And
You
is
know what I
that
mean?
based off of like your muscle size, or is that based off of like doing an exercise and maybe not like having perfect form and looking a little like different?
All of the above, yeah.
All the above?
All the above, yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to, you know, like, if you're doing exercises at the gym, like a lot of stuff, like with weights, it could be dangerous if you're not doing it the right way.
Yeah, for
You're
sure.
prone to hurting yourself that
For
way.
sure.
And
Yeah.
other than that, yeah, maybe just a little lack of self-confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's always feel like when you first start going up to the gym is like start low weight. You better know this, get your form good before you actually start
Absolutely.
going heavy because you don't want to ego lift.
No,
I'm
exactly.
sure you've heard of that before.
Oh,
You don't
yeah.
want to like load up the weight and do 1 rep and you
You're done.
hurt your back
Yeah.
or there goes your ACL.
Yeah, it's over, you know?
Yeah,
It's
so then
over.
we're back to square one. So it sounds like to me that your girlfriend, she goes to the gym a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure she has a lot of knowledge on
Oh,
it.
yeah. Absolutely.
So would I be correct to say that she could probably like help you get started out and like
sure.
show you the ropes sort
Oh,
of?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so we'll move on to the next question here. So I have a question here. So on your busiest, I think you already answered it, but on your busiest day, do you think you spare 10 minutes to be physically active?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, I if you're talking like if you're saying physically active, like going for a walk or like just getting some
Yeah.
chores completed, that
Yeah.
absolutely, there's no reason not to. I find.
Yeah, even if I found for it helps some people, like if you aren't motivated to like go for a walk, like you could even just like put your earbuds in, listen to music, and you could like take it as like some free time. Just you go for a walk, you listen to music. It makes it a little more enjoyable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah, for sure. So you do have time for 10 minutes. You'd say yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's the best start. Always like something is always better than doing nothing, right?
100%.
Yeah. Great. And do you have anyone else in your family to be physically active with?
I would say like probably like my brother and my father. They're big.
Yeah.
They love hunting.
Okay.
Big hunters, and a lot of people think that hunting is just like sitting in a tree stand for 6 hours waiting for an animal to walk by and whatnot. But it's like I think what a lot of people who don't hunt realize is that like it's a lot of prep. It's a lot of waking up at 4 a.m., walking 3 kilometers into the woods. You know what I mean? Or even you gotta set up that tree stand 2 months before hunting season comes. You know, that's work. You know, you gotta put it up in a tree or set up a blind or figure it out. And even then, if you bait animals, you're allowed to bait them 2 weeks before you hunt in that area. So there has to be a 2-week span in between. So it's like, do you wanna bait those animals? You're carrying out bags of apples over your shoulder to wherever you're going. You know,
so there's a lot of setup for multiple weeks.
A lot of prep, a lot of preparation. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's for sure something that would. I mean, if it's over for multiple weeks, then it would be a lot of.
Well, a season's usually a month to 2 months long, so it's also you're out there for a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They give you Canada gives you a nice span of time to get out there.
Okay.
Be with nature. You know.
Is that something you could see yourself doing with your father and your brother?
Yeah, much more often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something that kind of interests you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Well, that'd be great. I mean, any form of physical activity is great, right? It doesn't matter what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is. Okay, great. Well, everything you've told me so far, it kind of indicates to me that you do want to change. You see all the benefits for it, and you're already seeing ways you can incorporate into your life.
Yeah.
Whether it is like going on a gym with your girlfriend, or going on hikes with your friends, or going hunting with your brother and father.
Yeah.
Do you see ways you could do it by yourself? Like, because it seems like your friends and family, they're there for like help you with motivation.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself like just going on the odd walk, like in your lunch break at work?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's the thing. So like, I would say like going on a walk doesn't. It's the intimidation aspect to me. You know.
Yeah.
And not like it's just less of maybe like more of like a confidence thing that I need to get over. You know, maybe I need to feel a little uncomfortable sometimes. You know.
Yeah.
To get your goal finished.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe it's just more of a me thing.
Okay.
You know, so maybe I just gotta get over that. I need to leap over that hurdle.
Yeah.
You know?
So even like just going for walks, you kind of feel intimidated?
I wouldn't say necessarily for walks or
okay.
I would definitely say like more of a public thing, like going to the gym or
going
whatnot.
to the gym?
That's definitely more of a self-confidence issue. You know?
Yeah, for sure. Like with like. Yeah, because there's a lot of eyes on you.
Yeah.
At the gym.
Exactly.
Yeah, and for the most part though, no one's really judging you. Like,
no.
Everyone's kind of been at that newbie stage at one point, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so.
I guess that's just the way you gotta look at it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'd love Dude in the corner. You know, he started off like me.
Yeah.
He looked like Jack
sure
Skellington at one point.
Probably worse.
Probably worse. That's right. You're helping a lot right now.
And you also said, just kind of spitballing here. You also said like you're really passionate about swimming.
Yeah.
It is the winter right now, sadly, so you can't really want to swim outside, of course.
No.
Is there like any like facilities you could?
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's the thing. Like I've only recently gotten back from university, so I cancel all of my memberships back home. So it's like maybe I need to look into that again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe get it maybe it's just the first step is getting a membership somewhere. Start going twice a week.
For sure.
You know?
For sure. Yeah, that's great. Well, we've reached our time for today. Sadly, I'll just kind of summarize what we talked about today. I'll let you be on your way. So we start off talking about like what physical activity means to you, what barriers you have. It seems like work takes up a lot of your time.
Yeah.
And when you come home from work, you usually like to watch TV or read, kind of want to wind down after work.
Yeah.
But you do have time to be physically active.
Yeah.
And you're aware of all the benefits that could bring with your relationship, your girlfriend, your efficiency at work, and helping you keep clean from nicotine and cannabis. So you're off to a great start. You're an 8 out of 10 on confidence ruler, which is really good. So I think for you, we'll have you come back in next week and we'll start like maybe creating a plan for you.
Absolutely.
Like a specific, maybe like a walk schedule or
Yeah.
maybe see about gym membership.
Yeah.
Like that sounds good.
Absolutely.
All right, well, it's great
pleasure
meeting you,
meeting you.
Ethan. Yeah.
Meeting you, and,
Thanks for your time.
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem
I couldn't
at
do
all.
it without you.
That's great.